close this door because my mom is home. And we're going to get this thing underway now. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for Beyond the Rift, episode number 10, with your host. I'm a cutie pie, fresh out of TwitchCon, dude. I know you guys miss me. I'm sorry for being gone so long. I had some business to attend to at TwitchCon, but I have returned. And joining me, the ever lovable. Who's this man?
The legendary mid laner, William Scarra Lee from
Legendary,
North America.
Dude.
Yeah. Oh wait, I have a funny story to go off that. So like in the whatchamacallit, the group stage, I did the draws, right, with 3 other people, and they introduced like Wei Zhao, Captain Jack, and then I was behind Wei Zhao, and they said Wei Zhao, the legendary AD player, was like, and then they started just ripping out his allocates like left and right, and then they got to me, and the prompter said, and the legendary North American mid laner Scarra, and I started laughing, and Jat like paused it.
Wait, why are you laughing?
Because I just thought it was really funny to follow up Wei Zhao like that, and then Jab paused it and then changed it in the prompter the next day, so it just says, like a streamer, ex-player, ex-coach, and
wait, Jet did that to you, dude? Fuck Jet, man. Down with Jet. Wait, Jet, you let him insult you like that?
I don't know if it was Jab, but definitely someone changed it on the teleprompter. I just thought it was super funny.
Wait, that's fucked up, dude. Did they call you an entertainer instead of a fucking legend? Dude, you're a legend, man. You know why you're a legend, Scar? Because legends never die. And people still to this day hear tales of your Diana and Gragas, man. That shit was legendary.
Well, Kitty, I'm pretty sure at some point I'm going to die.
No, you're never going to die. It's all good, man. But all right. Forget about that, Scar. We got a whole lot of topics to get to today, because today, Worlds Edition, Beyond the Rift. You know, Worlds is a hot topic right now, and we're going to get to it. But before we do, let's get into who are we thanking for allowing us to do this. Bloody Headset and peripherals. Thank you very much, Bloody. You guys make some fantastic gaming gear. If you guys need gaming selections, they're my go-to. And then Discord Q&A. You know how it goes with Discord, dude. The premier. You hate Skype. I hate Skype, dude. Fuck Skype. Use Discord. We're having a live Q&A on Beyond the Rift Discord server. You can find the link down below. Click that thing, dude. It's going to take you there. You're going to love it, I guarantee you. So let's get it underway, though, Scarra, with the topics before we get into the World Championships. Topic number 1. When you're at the top of any sport or game, it's easy to develop egos. Did you find that to be a problem as a professional player? Hell yes, I did. But I'll let you go into it first, Scarra.
I got hit with hubris pretty hard when I started playing as a pro player, because when I first started playing, the first event we ever went to, IPO3, we won. And we didn't just win. We won with like me in a substitute position playing the champion. I played like 5 times.
Yeah, you're playing top lane, playing like a collie.
And then like our mid laner was a random sub that could only play 2 champions, but the enemy teams didn't know that, so they didn't ban his 2 champions. And then we just ended up winning the whole event. And like after that event and like following up to the event, people came up to me, they're like, "Dude, Scar, you're the best mid laner. Like you're actually the best mid laner. Like you're the best." And I'm just like, you know what? I am the best. And then and then hubris hit me super hard, because after I said that, the next tournament I went to, like I played like really bad. It's like at every point during my competitive career where I thought that I was a good player, like the very next event or the very next LCS game, I play like the worst I played like the entire year. So I just turned my personality into something where I was never satisfied with how I played. Because if I ever was satisfied with how I played, it was really easy for me to get complacent about my skill level.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like for me, I think there's a balance that you have to have with, like, because I mean, you agree with me? You have to tell yourself you're the best. Like if you go into a game like, oh damn, this guy's so much better than me, I'm gonna get
No,
pounded, dude.
you have to. Like it's not even close. Like even if you know, even if you're playing someone and you know they're a good player, you still go in the game being like, I'm gonna crush this guy. Like there's not even a question in my mind. Like I'm gonna destroy this guy. I remember when we played with Dominate, and before like big matches, dude, our record against TSM at the time, we're playing them in the finals. Our record against TSM was like 3-26. Like actually, we had like a 10% win rate against TSM, and even then, Dominate just looked to us and they're like, you know what you're gonna do today, Scarra? You're gonna shit on Reggie today. I'm just like, oh my god, I am going to do that. And I think it was like a best of 3 series where like we won the first game and then lost the rest of it. But that's still like the mentality you have to go into the games with, because it just helps you perform on stage.
Yeah, like there's a certain balance of like I'll use an example like European players, all the shit that they talk on Twitter, that shit's really bad. Like you don't want to have an ego like them because then they just get absolutely destroyed at fucking Worlds, and then they don't have anything to say because they're just running their fucking mouth the entire time and they're all fucking garbage. But like you have to be able to balance it with like the good and the bad, because when I go into games, dude, even if I'm like, damn, dude, this guy's just whipping my ass, I'm like 0-5, I'll still tell myself, dude, I'm a better player. It's all good. I'll just make a better play than him. I'll like make a better map rotation. I'll do some shit like that, and I'll just win the game like that. Having an ego is important, but knowing how to keep it in check and not let it fucking consume you, I feel like is the most important thing. And when I was playing competitive, I definitely think that I didn't keep it in check. I might have felt like I was a bit better than like I really was. So,
But just a bit, right?
yeah, just a tiny smidgen. So like I had a lot of problems with like wanting to learn from other players, I guess, because I'd be like, dude, these guys suck, man. I'm fucking better than them. I'll just fucking do my own thing. But that's a really toxic mentality to have. And I mean, I figure most players don't really have that kind of mentality anymore with like coaches and things. And
Yeah, I think coaches like at least now allow you smooth out that kind of personality because they like teach you that it's bad for team environment. But even with that in mind, if you look at a lot of LCS pros and then you look at like a lot of the challenger players, like the up and coming pro players, you like a lot of the challenger players have like bigger egos than the ones in LCS, and that's because like they're like diamonds in the rough, and they have to tell themselves that they're just better than this guy to be able to perform. And then they start to like calm down as they get into the LCS, and they kind of let their like allocades and like their results speak for themselves. But no, it's like at some point I thought it was a really big problem that the challengers scene had like enormous egos, like players who like hadn't even like competed in LCS or even gotten to playoffs were like talking like they won worlds. But I think it's definitely like kind of smoothed down a little bit from there.
yeah, I feel like the lower you go in skill level, the bigger ego that players have. So like, yeah, I'll play against like a master fucking AD. I'll just smash him and like, Cutie, you're so lucky your jungler helped you out. It's like, dude, I just fucking destroyed you. How are you gonna talk to me after that shit? Like, I just feel like when I play against like an LCS player, like no one says anything. It's like, oh, it's all good, dude. I got smashed. Hey, you smashed me. Good shit, dude. He got smashed. Hey, you smashed me. Good shit, dude. Like, I don't know. I feel the better players know how to keep their ego in check. But yeah, I agree that some players at the top definitely, their ego can get the best of them. And it's really a bad thing. But yeah, let's move on to the next topic. Many of the current pro players were once considered awful. What changed and made them competitive? Hey, let me back to what we were talking about egos, dude. Dude, a lot of the players that were considered awful are usually considered awful because like back in the day people had massive egos. I know I had a massive ego, so like Sneaky, for example, I was like, this guy's fucking shit and he's never gonna amount to anything. And I mean, he's doing pretty good now, but like my massive fucking enormous ego wouldn't allow me to, like, he was on the Dignitas B team, so it wouldn't allow me to be like, yeah, this guy's got potential, man. He could definitely come up and do something. I was just like, get this guy out of my face, man.
I actually remember like for his like origin. He used to be. This is gonna be crazy. He used to be a Graves one trick. He would only play Graves, and when Graves got like nerfed or something, I remember even talking to Doublelift, and he was just like, "Yeah, Sneaky's not really that good anymore. Like ever since Graves got changed, like I don't really see Sneaky." And then like I think that that's really common with players because, and this is like really common with fans too. When you get a perception of a player, like how good, like you see him, you see him for a little bit, and the perception just gets stuck in your head that you're just like, this is a player that can never improve, or this is a player that won't improve, regardless how much effort he puts in or whatever. You're always gonna think of him as, that's the player that got destroyed by Bjergsen, or like, oh, that's the player that like got Baron stolen by Meteos or something. And I think it actually that's the kind of thought process that like puts a lot of players on edge. Like if they don't have good mental strength, that's the kind of stuff that they're just like, oh my god, maybe I will never be better than Bjergsen, or maybe I'll just miss this smite on Baron every single time. Like that's why I have a lot of respect for players who can like take like the shit talk and all that stuff from the fans and the other pro players and just hustle and improve. It's like players like for instance Huhi. Oh my god, this I think for like 2 splits now I've been hearing about how bad Huhi is, and honestly, when he first came over, and I didn't think he was very good, but like he hustled really, really hard on CLG. I think he's one of the most improved players in this split. But a lot of people would just think about, oh, look, who he's Azir XD, and then that's all they think about, you know. And being more on topic, I remember when, for instance, Liquid Matt. I know his original name was Liquid or was Matt Life. And if you had Matt Life on your team early in the other seasons, you would just wanted to FF.
I thought he was pretty good. I used to duo
really?
with Matt Life. Yeah, I used to duo with Matt Life all the time.
When did you think so? Because when I first talked to Liquid Marks, when he first got TLA, he came to me and he was just like, this team is useless. Like, he talked about it, he's like, this team is just awful. Like, almost all these players are just awful. But after like a month of trying really, really hard, they were like one of the first teams to really gel together and work really, really hard together. And they're able to like eventually evolve into like dominant players. And then when Matt Life changed his name to Matt, hit the LCS, the spring split of this year, he was a monster. He was like the second best or third best support in the region. Like he just like blew me away with how good he played. And sure, in the summer split, I don't think he's been performing nearly as well as he did in the spring. However, that's something that like even when he was doing all this exceptional stuff, that's what stuck in my mind. I was like, man, a long time ago, I didn't think he was very good. But like the important thing it's just like working hard at it. Like you gotta ignore what other people say about you and just keep hustling. Because
yeah, I mean,
that's the only way you're gonna get better.
The thing is like a lot of the pro players that are considered garbage, it's just those stupid ass like self fucking feeding memes that are just like Saint Vicious Smite, like fucking who he is here, all that bullshit. Like Saint Vicious wasn't a bad jungler, but his legacy is gonna be like forever garbage because haha Saint Vicious Smite, haha that guy missed it. Saint Vicious sucks. Yeah. I don't think like most player, like what player was truly considered like just terrible by everyone. There's no one really. It's just like stupid ass memes that people come up with. Like even Huhi wasn't like, it's not like damn Huhi's just. I mean, okay. Now he was probably considered terrible by everyone, but
yeah, no, I think a lot of people were like, there are players who won worlds who were considered like not that good, or like who got really close. Like I think Woon is an example from from Azubu Frost in season 2, where people just thought he was garbage. And at the time, you know, maybe he wasn't as good as his teammates. Maybe he was, even if you're the worst player on the stage in a 10-person game, you're the worst of the 10. I mean, to even get to the finals of a championship, you deserve to be there.
Yeah, I agree. I just think, dude, the vast majority of people just like to fucking meme and say stupid shit, and then some of it just ends up sticking. I think, yeah, if you play competitive, you're not fucking terrible.
Oh god, how did we forget this dude? What is Dig known for? After years, you remember legacies never die, dude. What happens when you go to the Baron area? What happens Even
Yeah,
if
that was
they're all
another one,
dead.
dude. That was
Oh,
another one.
even
Like we were doing fucking great too most of the time, and then everyone just was like, "Dig Baron, Dig's going for Baron. Guess they're gonna lose." Oh shit! Wait, it was a great call and they fucking won. Haha. Dig. Guess they don't suck complete dick. It's like, dude, how many times did the Dig Baron really fucking happen?
I actually I think I looked back on this, and then when the split where I just stepped down, the split right after, we had one of the best Barons in the LCS. And then afterwards, when I left, uh, the Baron rate went down. Like, we were still probably one of the worst in LCS, but it wasn't like every time we touched the area, just like we lost the game. And I think that's that's like the perception when people think of Dig Baron's like, oh no, they killed 4 people, but they shouldn't attempt this because the support's still up, and Alistair could like like pole steal the Baron away from Crumbs. You better watch out. It's like people go crazy about that stuff. And if God forbid I'm streaming and then we do a Baron call and we lose it, and the call could be even good. Like, we could be losing and we make a desperate Baron call. People are like, ha, Dig Baron XD, and I'm just like, I'm gonna kill you, all of you guys. But yeah, I don't know. It's like the legacy stay on, you know.
Yeah, I just feel like there's not that many pro players that were like considered awful, other than from like stupid ass memers. Because I mean, most of the pro players have been like pretty good. I mean, like a pro player that could be considered awful was like Darshan. He used to be silver, and then he just one season was like, "Hey, I really want to climb," and then he fucking climbed. You remember how he told what elo was he before he started climbing?
He started unranked.
Oh,
actually,
wait, really?
Yeah, I think it told me he was bronze or unranked. And then when he actually wanted to play competitive, he just grinded for a whole season. This was like in season 1 when he was on Team Dynamic with Zig and Paradoxical. Wow, how do I remember this? Anyways, with them, it's like season 1.5. It's like in the middle of early season 2, I guess. Yeah, he grinded really hard, but he told me he essentially started from the slums. Like, when you see the movie Slumdog Millionaire, that's him. He came from unranked and went all the way up in like 1 or 2 seasons to like the top of the ladder.
Yeah, like he's the only fight that could really be considered awful and then changed and made competitive. But yeah, I just think for this question, like, most of the people are just dumbass memers, and fuck you guys, basically. All right, let's move on to the next topic, though. Is the gap closing between regions? Hell yes, I think so. I mean, I don't even think there was that much of a gap before, but you can get into it, Scarra.
I just think people are putting in more effort now. Like, before, whenever I talked to Koreans, they were always super hardcore about practice. And I think that there is a way to always make practice more efficient, but I still, whatever happens, even if you can't make it more efficient, I still want to see you work hard. So when they came over, here's a really good example. Sane was talking to me about Keen. When Keen first came over, you know what Keen did? He may not have been very good, but he put a sticky note on the side of his PC, and the sticky note literally said 20 solo queue games a day. And that's what he did for
20 solo queue games a day?
Yeah, that's what he did for the entire offseason. And like, that's
there's no fucking way he played 20 solo queue games a day.
No, this is back when the queue times weren't as long. Like, now it's like pretty impossible. But there was a time before where you could definitely grind out 15 to 20 solo queue games every day, and he did that. No, I promise you, because I saw him every single day. He was like one of the grindiest players I've ever seen in my life. And like, that's the type of environment that's like customary, or like what people recognize in Korea. People who are able to grind out these insane hours. People who Piglet's known for sleeping 4 hours a day. Like, to be a pro, he said sleep 4 hours, like eat for like 1, and then play the rest of the time. Like, he gave up a lot of sleep and other activities just to try to become the best in his region, and that, from what I understand, is pretty common. And then when like, for instance, Core JJ went back to Korea from Dignitas, in one of the interviews, he's like, yeah, it was kind of demotivating to look next to me and see someone not playing the game. And so in North America before, it was common to just play, like, have some breaks, after you're done with scrims, let's play some CSGO, dude, let's play some Overwatch, let's play some Hearthstone, stuff like that. But like, a lot of the Korean players are just ultra grind lords, and they come from a very like very, very like strict environment where I think they just put in a lot more effort. And this year is the first year where I feel like a lot of the teams are putting in a reasonable amount, a matching amount of effort as they are. So TSM doing like insane like 12 to 14-hour days every single day with one break day a month. That's like so much effort to put in, and that wasn't matched before.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like so for the gap closing between regions, I think individual talent isn't what's being like. I don't think individually players are that different. Do you agree with that?
I think it used to be more of a gap before, but like ever since especially in North America imported a lot of talent, I think that yeah, definitely the individual skills, whatever. Like we have Bjergsen now, and that guy's a monster.
Yeah, I think that the gap that's being closed is like the overall like macro kind of play because again, individually, I think most players have been pretty similar for a while now. I don't think that I don't like Faker is good, but I mean, he's not. I mean, I just played a game versus Faker. I wasn't like, holy shit, Faker on right. This guy is crazy. I've never seen someone do that before.
Did he almost solo carry against you guys?
Hell no, he didn't. He just got fucking rolled. I mean, if anyone almost solo carried, did you watch that game? I'm gonna go off topic now because you fucking brought it up. The fucking Olaf was like 8-3. My Riven was 1-6. And my mid laner was getting his ass pounded. I had to struggle my ass off. I got like 3 kills bottom. My mid laner was like, please, cutie, swap me out of the lane versus Faker. He's going to fucking destroy me. I went mid and then just fucking sandbagged for my stupid ass team. But that's not important. Basically, I don't feel like the individual players are that different because, yeah, you've played against most of the world's players in solo queue, right?
I played against a lot of them, yes.
Like, none of them have made you say, oh my God, whoa, he's so much better than everyone I've played against.
No, not at all. Like, I've played against, like, a lot of really, really good mid laners, and they, if anything, they, like, match up to, if anything, some of the world's players have kind of, like, disappointed
Yeah,
me.
they've disappointed. Oh, God, dude. I had, okay. No.
Yeah,
I had Faker.
Very unrealistic expectations of some of them. Like I expect, like, oh, I'll give you a 2-0 lead, dude. You won't throw this lead. There's no, and then it's like, oh, okay, never mind. I lied.
Dude, I had Faker in one of my games, and then I had my chat was telling me it's either Wolf or Bang played Jin in my game. It was like probably like legit one of the most questionable Jins I've ever seen. I won't say it sucked, but it was like. He was just feeding his ass off, and he was probably just having a bad day. Or I don't know, man, but it was just like I couldn't believe this guy was a fucking SKT player. But yeah, I don't know. I don't think that individually there's that much of a gap. But yeah, I agree that I think for the most part, dude, when you have fucking wild card teams that are putting up fights, you know that the gap's pretty much gone.
The best thing, though, I love about this is the wild card. Literally, one of the wild card regions, one of his friends tweeted, "Oh, and by the way, like 2 of the players on Albus were just playing WoW with me 24/7 before Worlds." And in the interviews, they like confirmed they're like, "Yeah, we didn't really get that many scrims or before Worlds, so we were just like doing other stuff." And I think that's so funny that a team that literally doesn't. I like talk so much about practice, but a team that didn't really like get the chance to even scrim that much was still able to match up to a lot of these other teams. I do want to say though, you shouldn't take these results as like
best of ones.
Yeah, they're the best of ones. Like on a good day, like for instance, like Smeb was sick one of the days. He got a quadra kill, but that's irrelevant. And then Bjergsen was sick one of the days, and Doublelift got picked off twice, but that's irrelevant. But I'm just saying that like there are like situations where like maybe a player's sick or maybe someone's just not feeling well. Maybe the best of ones aren't real like strict indicators of skill. It'll be a lot easier to tell what team is better in like best of series.
Yeah. All right though, but for the most part, I think we both can agree. You think the gap is like mainly closed at this point?
I think it's closing definitely overall. Like it might still be that Korea still has the best teams, but I think if NA has gotten competitive enough to at least where you can give them a double-digit chance of winning against them, and I think before that was impossible.
All right, fair enough. Let's go on then to the next topic. How many games have come and go? What is it about League that makes you want to play after all these years? What is it about League? Is it your first love, Scar? Is that why you love it?
It's so weird because up until I guess WoW Legion recently came out, I before League, I always had a main game to play. I played WoW, I played Han, I played some Dota 2, I played Diablo 2. Always had a main game, but I love games. I played all kinds of games. But after League came out, I like stopped playing other games. I only played League. And yeah, I actually love League. Like even after all these years, I love League. Part of the reason why I think I love League, and this is gonna be so weird because I don't really like it when Riot changes a bunch of this stuff. Like I think a lot of the times, like their balance changes have been they overshoot the mark or undershoot the mark, and then they overshoot the buff or undershoot the buff, and so it creates like really really weird balance changes. But even with all this being said, I think Riot's done a good job every season of like mixing it up. You know, you're playing the same game, but it's not the same. There's different aspects, and I think that's been able to maintain my interest for a long time.
Yeah, I think the thing about League that's the most enjoyable is it's like I have to play a competitive game. I can't play single player like dumbass games because it's just there's no fun in beating AI. Beating an actual person just feels so good. Like being able to beat someone and like flashing an emote or like dancing on them or some shit like that. It just feels so good. And with League, like you said, Scar, they mix it up so much that it's never the same thing twice. Which sounds weird because then the chat's gonna be like, haha, you only play Lucian, cutie, and all that shit. But I've played Lucian. Okay, Lucian's been out for is it like 2 years now or 3 years?
I think it's been out for almost 4 years. Like he's
Almost.
actually
Wait,
been out
really?
for a long time.
Wait, holy shit. Well, he's been out for a while basically, and no games feel the same because so
It's three
much.
years.
Wow, it's really three? Okay. Jesus, I've been playing this game for way too damn long. But yeah, he's been out for 3 years, dude, and I've probably played him for like a vast majority of that time, and everything still feels different because there's so much new shit that you have to. It's like Ivern just came out, dude. Oh shit, it's a new champ. He makes brushes, all this shit. How am I gonna figure out how to play against them? Like all this kind of stuff just makes it so it never really gets boring. Like that's the one thing, right? Like love him or hate him, you gotta appreciate the fact that even if they do stupid changes, at least they're like constantly putting out changes to make the game not stale. Because so many games that I've played before, they just don't do anything to it. It just dies, and then it was like, well, that was fun, man.
Yeah, and definitely a lot of it comes down to the fact that like I have history in the competitive scene, so I can really enjoy like competitive games, especially the ones that are like just crazy. Like that one game, for instance, where I think Dig got executed at Rift Herald, or like,
Oh
and then
god,
the
that
other
was you enjoyed
Renegades got
that?
executed at Rift Herald, and Dig died to the Nexus bot lane. I thought that was just actually a hilarious game, and I think that I'm not gonna say games like those like compel
Dude,
me
what do
to
you
play
need
League more,
competitive
but
experience for to enjoy that?
well, I'm just saying like I've seen the whole spectrum, really really good games, and then games like that which maybe aren't the most competitive, but I I enjoy it all because of my history here, and I think the constant changes help out a lot.
Yeah, like at the end of the day, I think like people always talk about. I think it's gonna be here for a while. I don't think it's gonna go anywhere as long as Riot just keeps like updating things. Because so for a game, I got into the. Did you get into the beta test for Overwatch or whatever?
Yeah, I did.
Did you play it a lot or no?
I In beta I played it an okay amount, but
Yeah,
then
like
like
I loved playing Overwatch. I played that shit so much, and then the beta ended, and it finally came out. I was like, "Hey, where are all the like nothing happened," and then I just quit playing the fucking game.
yeah, I'm not even high enough level to play ranked. I'm like level 19, and I just find out that it's really not a game catered to like what I like, and I don't think there's much depth in terms of like there's just the same modes outside of a brawl every week. It feels like they're missing different options in that game, and they're really like it's kind of like Hearthstone. Like you can play it a lot, but it can't be a game that you play for longer than like a certain amount of time. Or you're gonna go insane.
Yeah, it's just I would have loved Overwatch if they just made more like interesting changes, more champions, more like something. But it was just when the beta ended, nothing came out, and I was just like, this game sucks. But that's why I love playing League, dude. League, A-OK, Riot. I think you guys are doing a bang up job, and I'm gonna keep playing this shit. Hopefully, unless you guys
Yes.
just really fuck it up.
Yeah, dude. A+ to Riot. Send my check to my PayPal.
Yeah, mine too. All right, next topic though. Worlds goes on for 5 weeks. Do you think the current format should be looked into or changed? I like that it's like an event.
Ooh. I just think it's a little bit weird for like fans visiting. So like if you're visiting from another country, like it's probably in North America right now. Your dog is yelling. But like let's say you're from Europe, you want to visit North America, you want to see the country. You can only watch like at most 1 week because you can't spend 5 weeks in North America across 3, 4, 5 different cities to see everything. So I think that it kind of sucks from like a traveling perspective to see it all. Like maybe, and I'd like to see it more condensed, but from like an online viewer experience, I guess I do like the fact that it is pretty long.
Yeah, as an online viewer, I love it. I didn't really think of that as like someone that like if I was a European and I wanted to travel to America to watch it, yeah, it would be a huge pain in the ass because you got to go from like California then to New
Chicago.
York, yeah, Chicago. Like Jesus, that would be actually a huge pain in the ass to try to schedule all that. But I mean, I'm happy having the games be really extended out because I mean, really, how many days? Like, let's say they just wanted to play the games as much as possible. Like, how many days would it take to just get through all of the games? It would
I
still
think
take a long time,
I
right?
think it'd still be if they wanted to condense it as much as they humanly could, they could probably do it in 2.5 weeks. Like straight up playing like almost nonstop with one rest day. They could probably do it in 2 weeks. 2 weeks to 2.5 weeks.
Yeah, but I feel like that would be terrible for the competitors too because they still need some time to really work out like okay, this team's doing like especially for best of ones, I think a lot of teams are going to use this time to really think out what they should be doing and try to utilize it for the next set.
Oh, yeah, let's talk a little bit about that format. What do you think about the group stages being best of one? I think that, oh God, I think Riot made it really smart, actually, because I think best of ones are awful. If you ask anyone who plays the game, best of ones are
Yeah,
awful.
best of ones are fucking terrible.
But they made it so where it's a best of two, best of one format, but hidden like it's produced like it's a best of two. So it kind of changes. It makes it so the pro players can't really complain about the format because they're just like, you know what? They get 2 shots, and Riot still gets the great storylines of like the huge upsets because that's what best of ones bring, right? They get a higher potential of seeing these big upset plays. And I think that Riot kind of made the best of both worlds by doing it like this in a really, I don't want to say sneaky way, but I think they're just really smart about it, like a smart sneaky way.
I don't think it's like sneaky at all. I think from like a viewer perspective, it's definitely the best because for a viewer, best of ones are the best because best of threes take fucking forever. So it's hard to watch all your teams that you want to watch. Like if they had best of threes for groups, that would it take an eternity to get through all those games. Like best of ones are quick for the viewer. They're entertaining as hell because there's no time like if somebody wants to run fucking brand support, it can't be like, oh shit, these guys are running brand support. Maybe we should ban it for the next 2 games, or maybe we should figure out a way to deal with it. It's just like, wow, some random ass pick. Well, shit, dude, what the hell's going on?
I think it might be a little bit worse for competitive integrity, but it's not usually I don't like these like types of format changes, but I think this is like probably the best balance they could have picked because it is definitely better for the viewer and it's better for Riot too because they again get these amazing storylines like Albus 2-1 in group stage or Ints beating EDG or Europe 1-8.
That's not an amazing storyline, but okay.
We'll cover that storyline.
But yeah, I love the format that they have now. I wouldn't change it. What do you think, though, Scar? Would you change it?
I'm good. I think I like it from an outside perspective. Maybe I'd have a different opinion if I was playing. But even as even talking to some players, it's not like a huge thing. Like I don't think I've never heard of a player be able to complain and be like, yeah, man, we just couldn't make it out of groups, even though we're better. It's like, well, we sunk 6 games and we lost 4 of the 6, so we just suck. So I think the format's a pretty good. Yeah, I like it. It's good.
Yeah, the format, that shit's A-okay with me. All right. Let's go on then to what everyone wants to know, Scarra.
Oh, here we go.
Groups so far from last week. So let's get it underway. You can see the group scores down below. Group A, Group B, C, and D. And we're going to be going over the topics. We're going to start with topic number 1, the collapse of EU, dude. Because that shit's hilarious, man. G2 with the big donut off of the first week, dude.
You know what? This just feels like a little bit, not like revenge, but it feels a little bit sweet. Because I remember last year, NA went 0-10 the second week of groups. And please, dear God, don't go 0-10 again this week. Or this next week, but you're seeing this level of turnout. It really, honestly, it super surprises me. I don't think I had high expectations of Spice or H2K, but definitely G2 I thought was gonna at least take a game the first week. I still think they're gonna win like at least 1, if not 2 games next week, but it's definitely a very big surprise. What about you?
Yeah, I don't think G2, they're definitely not gonna stay 0 wins. They're gonna pick up some wins against Albus Knox and maybe not against CLD. I mean, do you think they're gonna get out of groups? I don't think they're gonna get out of groups.
No, I think they got boned so hard the first week. Like they put themselves in such a big hole. If they 3-0 the group, they still have to play a tiebreaker. They have to have the groups play out perfectly to where they can get a tiebreaker. And it's like that's so much to ask for. Like I think, however, that speaking a little bit back to the format, that because they have a week break, like half a week of break between both the sets of best of ones, they can use this to reset for this week. Because definitely there were like some problems within that team, mental problems or like team cohesion problems that made it to their first week sucked. But I think going to week 2, there's like no pressure on them anymore. Like they know they suck.
They're 0-3. Like they could do whatever the fuck they want, and people, wow, G2, you guys are garbage. It's like, well, we're 0-3 already. So
yeah, you gotta be really afraid of the team, which when they have no pressure on them to perform, I think they'll just play really well this week. Actually,
yeah, I think that they'll definitely pick up some wins. I personally don't think, unless CLG does a repeat, completely shit the bed, which they might do it because they lost to Albus Knox. I don't think it's going to happen, but yeah, maybe it does. Who knows? And Splice, I never really had any expectations for them. H2K, I'm pretty surprised, but I wasn't really honestly, as a whole, Europe is one of those regions where they can talk the talk, but most of the times they don't walk the walk. So them losing all these games, standard.
Yeah. I don't want to say that, but I will say though, I just think it stems from their practice. They remember when I said that Korea was really, really serious about how much practice they put in. They put in 12, 14 hours a day, considering the whole workday. And NA has kind of elevated their game to also put in that level of time. I think I've heard rumors of Europe, especially from the Misfits coach who told me that, yeah, they just scrim starting at 3 p.m. and they end in 5 games, commonly 4 because one of the teams tilts and cancels at 4 games. I think that's a terrible scrim. They play for 4 or 5 hours a day, and then they play a couple games of solo queue. That doesn't sound really great practice time. Even if
do you know how their practice was in Korea? Was it the same or?
I can't imagine it's the same. So that's why I expected more out of these European teams, because after they went to Korea, I expected them to all right, then at least they do 2 blocks of scrims a day, and then they got this really great solo queue to bank on after their blocks of scrims. But right now, I don't really know. I just think it's funny to be in a position where you look at Group A and you look at Group D, and both the European teams are the submarines, because they are going to knock out. They're definitely going to knock out one of the teams from making sure they qualify out of groups. I don't think either of the teams are going past, but they will I don't want to use the word upset, but they'll upset one of the 3 teams that looks pretty good from being able to to go past.
Yeah, if G2 gatekeeps CLG and Albus, Nox, and Rox are the ones to get out of Group A, I will just like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'll just flip my shit, dude. Because Riot, I'm sure, would love that, but that would be just absolute fucking ridiculousness. But
Yeah, and then it would just be like, I guess one of the EU regions they get out of groups, but
yeah. All right, let's go on then. The next how Meteos is Lee Sin, dude. People memeing my boy Meteos, dude. But
I feel so bad when I play lead. I make like a bad play. Like even if I just like ward jump slow, they're just like Meteos Lee, and I'm just like, come on, guys, this is brutal.
yeah, it's gonna be real sad that his legacy is gonna be remembered as the fucking 0-4-4 Lee Sin and like a fucking 80-minute game or some shit.
Let me talk a little bit about Meteos Lee. I don't think it's that bad, but I do think the type of mentality you have when you're playing Lee is different than how Meteos plays normally. I feel like Meteos is like the very calculated type of player. Like he sees an opportunity, takes the opportunity, and then he creates very safe opportunities for his team, and it snowballs off that. He's the type of jungler who is really commonly known for his Elise and Italy play, and the best thing he did was he was the one who proactively went bot lane, tri lane, and broke first turret for a sneaky. And that like pissed off so many teams.
That shit pissed me off.
When they were playing against T9 because they were just so good at doing it. And like, but that's like a very low risk play. And then when you think about Lee Sin players who are like really, really good at Lee, they're the type of players who are like hyphy. Like when you talk about good Lee players, like, oh my God, you guys see Cacao last week? He went off. And then, but you really don't Meteos has never been that type of player. Like he's always I feel like he's very risk adverse. Like he goes for very, very, very high reward plays, low risk plays. That at some level, I feel like you have to go for a more dangerous play if you want to play Lee Sin. And so I'm fine with his mechanics. I'm honestly fine with like mainly fine with his map movement, but I just think that the style of the champion doesn't fit the style of the player. And so like if I see him on Zac, if I see him on Elise, I'll feel a lot more comfortable knowing that like, oh, Meteos is here, he's gonna do his job, he's gonna carry his team, like set up his team to win the game. Whereas on Lee Sin, I have to be like, well, he's here, but he's not fulfilling like Lee Sin's job, and I have to hope to God he can find a kick sometime in 60 minutes.
Yeah, because Lee Sin, I agree with you. Lee Sin is one of those champions where, I mean, he's tanky, but you're not playing him as a tank. You're playing him mostly as a kick to initiate the fight, and then just like to dart out, then dart back in. I've never like does Meteos even play Nidalee? He doesn't play things like Nid, right? He's like,
no, he's actually, I think his Nidalee is pretty good, but Nidalee is like it's a lot different because you like poke people down. She's just so strong as a jungler. I like when you come in on Nidalee, it's even late game. You don't jump in on Nid. You like throw spears and chunk them out until they leave.
yeah.
But yeah, Lee Sin is definitely like the reverse, where he scales so poorly. It's all about being able to find the look. And to his credit, he found the look in that 60-minute game. He opened the game, getting the kick on Varus. But if you have to wait 60 minutes to be able to find the play, I don't know if that's the champion you should be prioritizing.
Maybe not picking that champ, dude. All right, let's go on to then the rise of the wild cards, dude. People counted him out, dude. People counting out my boys Albus, Nox, and Inst, dude. The Brazilian boys taking out EDG. What do you think of that? You think they just completely outplayed him, right? They're better?
Actually, in those games, especially the Albus games, I'm just really impressed, to be honest. Like, Albus played really well. And against EDG, they played really well, too. I think that a lot of it's down to the best of one format, and I think some teams really need to warm up to be able to be good. I would not be surprised. I'll just put it out there. I wouldn't be surprised to see the wildcard teams go 0-6 this next week.
Yeah, you don't think they're gonna win? Like, you don't think they're gonna get out of groups?
I don't think either team will get out of groups. I like, you know what? If they prove me wrong, great for them. However, I think they've already shown a fantastic showing at Worlds, and I really do think that it does mean that the average skill level between regions is closing a little bit, and probably going into like next week or even maybe the week after or next year or the year after, like people won't consider the wild card teams a joke. In fact, I think this year has done a great job of being able. I remember before if you got a wild card team in your group, it
It
was
was a
like,
free
oh
win,
man,
dude. You were
I
like, hell
got
yeah, you were partying,
yeah,
dude.
yeah. Like it was like we don't even have to try for this team. But now it's like if you don't put in effort, if you don't scout them correctly, they can take a game off you. And I think that's uh, I think
I
that
think
just
it's a
means a lot
great
for
thing.
region.
Yeah, it's
Mm-hmm.
so good now because before wild card regions, you wouldn't even watch the game. It'd be like, oh, what wild card? Oh, Brazil's playing. All right, they're gonna go like fucking 0-20 and just lose the game. Oh, that was a great game, dude. Like, I mean, I'm not sold on like ends, but Alba's not like people. What do you think? People have been comparing them. They think that they're the next Moscow 5, dude. They're gonna
Oh
fucking
god,
bring.
it's because G2 and the rest of Europe like shit the bed so hard. They have to look at something like Europe's lucky their other wildcard region is from their region, so they could be like, you know what, at least someone's doing work like this team right here. But if they weren't, like, they wouldn't be hyped up this much. I think. Don't get me wrong. I think they played fantastic. Like, I honestly think they played really well, and it's rather than the other team playing poorly, which by the way they did. Uh, Albus and Ints both capitalized on like drafting well and playing well to be able to win the game, which isn't what I could say about maybe games that they won before. For instance, I remember when Elias got kaboomed like a year ago or something, and I was just like, can Wicked really play Kale? Like I don't know. I just thought that it was more on the other team playing worse than them playing super well. But I definitely have changed my opinion of that going into this Worlds.
So then going into the next week of game, do you feel like you'd want to change any of your predictions from last time we had done it? I mean, for me,
Oh,
I don't feel like my predictions are going to change. I mean, maybe the third and fourth team will change, but I mean, I still think CLG Rocks is going to get out of Group A, right?
yeah. I mean, that's. I think so. I think. Well, the other option for me was G2 in third place, and I don't think they're gonna. I don't think they're gonna even get out. It's gonna be tough for them.
I think they could get third place. I think with, I mean, it depends if they actually care. Like, they might just be like, ah, who gives a shit anymore, dude? We fucking got 0-3. This shit's garbage. Fuck all these luckers out there.
It's when they don't care that they're gonna play the best game. I already promise you. It'll be like the game 5 will be done. They're 0-5, and then the sixth game is against Rocks or something, and they're just gonna slam them like no tomorrow. I already know that's gonna happen just because that sounds like exactly what would normally happen in like an anime. Like G2 is randomly they come out at the very end and like just like for lasting sakes, just so they can walk out into like the rising sun, they're gonna just beat whoever team they're playing against last, even if they're 0-5.
So, but you think you don't think Albus Knox has a chance of getting out of groups?
They do. They have a legitimate chance. I just would rather put my money more on CLG and Rocks. I think CLG especially, everyone hyped up all these bot lanes. It's super weird that I look at these bot lanes. I'm just like, wow, CLG's bot lane's playing fantastic. Like actually, and CLG's being very unique. I always think CLG innovates a lot in how they play. And when you think about it, you're like, oh, well, soul level 1 roam. That like no one's ever seen that before. Guaranteed, if that happened to you, Kitty, in the professional game, you would be so
Oh,
tilted.
I
You'd
would be
like,
so
oh,
fucking down. I'd be
oh
like,
my
what
god.
the fuck is this guy doing? Like, how the fuck is he roaming level 1?
Yeah, exactly. Like that's the thing that like that's in the best of one. You can't have like when you get your mental shaken a little bit, that's game over. Like you just lose the game. You're not coming back. And so I think
Yeah, I
CLG
mean,
has
best
always,
of ones definitely have the best place to go for fucking level 1 roams.
yeah, like I think CLG really has good odds to get out of groups, and I think Rocks and all the Korean teams are going to come out really strong this week. Like it's always been like in group stages, Korea doesn't do super well. Usually 2 of the 3 groups come out. Like but like, and I think after the first week they tend to play way better. So I definitely expect Rocks and especially SKT to come out swinging this next week.
All right. So you think Group B then SKT C9
I put
first,
C9
second?
first. I think they'll get it. I've watched some of their games, pretty disastrous. So I don't really think they're that good. Like I don't think they can close out games.
But what about Flash Wolves? Dude, people have been talking
Oh,
about Flash Wolves.
they're great. Their early game is the best of any team at Worlds. Of any team at Worlds. I think actually the only reason that C9 turned from my dream pick to actually realistically coming out first is because Flash Wolves has such a good matchup against Korean teams that they can just like kind of sneak in and like sink SKT for C9. So because of that, C9 like I don't know what it is. Flash Wolves is like 5-0 against Korean teams right now across like the international competition. They just don't lose against Korea. And I think on top of that, mainly, honestly, I think that's because Karsus is a monster. And I think their jungler is playing, if not the best, like definitely like top 3 junglers at the event right now. If they can just clean up their mid lane game, which by the way, a lot of people say that is not an easy thing to do. Do not just think, oh man, all that this team has to do is play out the transition to mid and late game better. That is like the most armchair analysis I've ever heard. That is not an easy thing
that's
to
like
do.
the hardest thing to improve your mid and late game, because mid game, like knowing when to like take this from 2 fucking ex pros, like knowing when to rotate, knowing how to control vision, knowing when to initiate, when to siege, when to fucking like control the wave, all that shit. You can't just be like, okay, well, why don't you try just taking mid tower, like just take the towers right in front of you, dude.
Whenever I read comments like, yeah, they just didn't like they had a great early game, but they just like their late game sucks. And I'm just like, that's not an easily fixable problem. That's a problem that takes a lot of effort to fix. And maybe they can patch it up and band-aid it enough going into the second round of group stage, but you should still kind of expect that going through, that maybe they are inconsistent going into mid and late. That's fine. Every team has strengths and weaknesses. Seems like Flash Wolves especially is very pointed in that their strengths are their jungler and their early game. So if they are going to win a game, it'll be off those 2. And I think that Flash Wolves has a good chance to come up and upset one of the upper 2 teams. But I still think for me, SKT and C9 will advance.
Group C then, who you liking still? You still liking the classics?
I actually put EDG AHQ originally. I don't think HDK is playing that well, but of all the European teams, I think all the European teams will play well this week. So that's just a hunch by me. I don't know. I think definitely EDG will advance, just because I just feel like
you
they're
don't think
really,
they're
really
tilted
good.
after their loss to Brazil?
No, I just think they it's like before I said before, they just slept on them. They're just like, you know what? Who cares about learning what these players play or like drafting against this team? They're whatever, you know. But I'm sure EDG is pissed off super hard about losing the Ints. They won't make it happen again. I think they'll definitely get out, and then the fight for H2K and AHQ is the same as before. I think that AHQ has a little bit of an edge, and I just think that Ziv is playing way better than Otawame. But it's not just about like a single lane matchup. It's the overall picture. I still think I would put AHQ over.
Group D then, just take out Splice. Doesn't even fucking just get them out of that group D. It's a 3-man group.
I just want to think, who are they going to submarine? You know, is it going to be TSM, RNG, or Samsung? I don't know what it is with Samsung. Ruler has had positioning problems every single game I've watched him play. Core JJ, even though he may not be as good of a support, somehow makes that team win. So I think if Samsung keeps in Core and Ruler stops like double lifting, I don't know. There's like he's just not playing that well. If he stops getting caught in random positions, I think they're great. They're actually a great team, and they have that weird this Skarner pocket pick that other teams. It's really unnatural for teams to play against Skarner. I think that's really, really nice. I still think TSM is going to advance out of this group. They're looking probably like the best team in the group, and then
Royal Never Give Up second.
God, wait. My one caveat on TSM, their bot lane's been sucking. Actually, I don't think
you didn't like the Jin pick, dude. The Jin Classic, the feeder.
I don't think his Jin's very good, but it's like above that. Like Double Lift is just not playing that well, and then a lot of it might have been down to the fact that Bjergsen was sick and Double Lift had the shot call with Sven the entire game, so he had to take up like almost a third of the shot calling responsibilities just because their main shot caller from mid lane was sick. But I do think that he's been making a lot of mistakes throughout the series. Like I've watched almost all the TSM games, and it should say something that I rated Biofrost as the best supporter of the split. But right now he looks like the worst supporter of the 3 NA teams there, and I think that that's a huge problem. If they can't clean up their bot lane going into this week, they could potentially not even make it out.
But you don't think that's possible? Like I don't think that'll happen at TSM. I think they'll clean it up.
I think they might have this like nightmare situation where they tie break against one of the 2 other teams, and if they tie break into RNG and get slammed by their bot lane again, that could just be it. Like straight up, like that could just be it. I don't know because they have to fix it going into next week. They're playing much worse than I expected, coming in as what most would have considered to be the best in a bot lane. And really, that title goes to CLG right now. And after that, I would say Smoothie's playing some insane games right now with Sneaky. And I think that, TSM's bot lane not showing up. RNG is the super dark horse of this, and they can at any moment just like destroy your team. And you do not want to have a weak bot lane against RNG.
So you think, though, for the most part, you wouldn't change any of your predictions then that you've made previously?
I would change none of my predictions, but I do think there are chances for other teams to go up. Like in terms of the teams I expect that may be able to flip flop my predictions. Flash Wolves, H2K, and RNG are all the three teams I think are gonna come up. And actually, looking after the group week, I have everything predicted perfectly except for Albus being above.
Wait, you predicted
Rocks.
that Europe would just shit the bed?
Oh, no. I mean, in terms of like the people making out of the groups.
Oh,
I did not predict G2 would go 0-3.
I was like, wait a minute.
I still think they're a much better team than that, but they just, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, there's no way that they stay 0 wins next week.
They are a way better team than this. I have more faith in Europe than it seems like a lot of European fans do right now. They will not end next week 0-9. Yeah. They will definitely pick up. I think they'll pick up about 3 to 4 wins across the entire span of the week.
Okay, and that sounds good. And that'll wrap up our analysis of last week's Worlds. Is there anything else you would like to add, Scarra?
I'm actually really excited. I'll be doing interviews at Worlds. I can't wait because I really, really, really want to see how these work out. And Ambition's there. He's one of my favorite players, so I'm excited to interview him.
Oh, nice, man. That's cute. All right, then let's get it underway to what everyone loves. Then the live Q&A on Beyond the Rift. So, ladies and gentlemen, how this is gonna work? You're gonna want to go look down below. There's a Q&A link. So you click that. You're gonna go to live Q&A Beyond the Rift Discord server. You're gonna join in, ask a question, ask anything, dude. Cutie Pie, what do you think of Europe? You think they're all terrible? Scarra, what do you? Who's your favorite fucking player? Ambition? Oh, nice. That's my favorite player too. You know, you're just gonna hop in there, ask some questions, dude. We're gonna give you some answers. We're gonna make it a little fun, dude. So you know, let me see what questions are being asked at the moment. So question number 1. So let's start it off with something easy, dude. My man Squid, do you think there's enough international tournaments?
I mentioned this before with Cutie Pie. I think that it would be nice to add just one more. And the place that I would add it would be at the very after Worlds, at the start of the year, you invite all the teams that couldn't make Worlds in their regions. And so it's kind of like, I don't want to say it's like it's for people who couldn't make Worlds. It's for people who couldn't make Worlds, but it's there as kind of I don't want to say consolation prize, but another international event. So maybe you want to prove that you couldn't make Worlds and that was a fluke. And so you want to prove yourself. I think whatever happens, a lot of teams would love to go. No team wants to sit around for like 4 months waiting for the normal season to start. I talked to teams like Echo Fox who like passed relegations and they're just like, so we're waiting here for 5 months before we do anything. And I think that's tragic, you know? Put them to good use. Like, Riot, it's free stuff for Riot because, I mean, I say free, but it's obviously a lot of work from production standpoint. But I think that if they throw in another international tournament, who cares where it's held? It's held somewhere. And they just throw in the, like, I guess 4 to 7, those teams on the major regions, and then China and Korea and Taiwan can do their own way, and we can even throw in like a wild card or two on it, and let's throw it back. We'll do a super condensed tournament, so we're just doing like a single bracket like double limb or something like, or maybe like definitely not running 5 weeks, in that most run like 2 or 3, and then that'd be great for content. I think people would love it, and I personally would love it a lot.
Yeah, I'd love that shit too, man. I would love for more international tournaments. Tiberius asked, do you think NA can get 3 teams out of groups? Who do you think has the best chance of NA teams to go furthest, and how far will they go? I think NA has a pretty good chance. The only one that I would question is maybe C9, but I think they'll get out of groups too. But for who do you think has the best chances of NA teams? It's probably TSM or CLG. I'm not completely sold on C9 just yet, but as to how far they'll go, I think they could do pretty well.
My early predictions when I first saw the Worlds groups was I expected two of the three teams, NA teams, to make it out. I still kind of think that's going to be true because going to week two, I just know something's going to happen where people aren't going to expect. Like I can very easily see something like Rocks gets their shit together, doesn't lose every early game to every team in their group, and then beats CLG, G2, Submarine, CLG, and CLG is third, or like has to play a tiebreak or something. I think CLG has a really good chance because I just think they're better than Albus, and I think even if they do tiebreak into the second position, they can beat the tiebreak whoever it is. And going, so I think maybe the only thing I'm a little bit worried about TSM, honestly. I think TSM is the strongest team, and if they do make it out of groups, they can get to semis if not finals, depending on how they draw. But their form in week one did not impress me, and that's really. I just think if Sven wasn't a monster the first week, they would be looking a lot rockier. I don't know what happened with Sven, but Sven is definitely like super carry lord in the event, right? Or the event right now for TSM.
So you think then that TSM has the highest chance of anyone
Of getting
NA?
upset? Oh god, I actually think that they kind of do, and that's so weird for me to say. I just think the first week ended up really strange in the position where CLG now is almost guaranteed to get out of groups because I think Rox and Albus and CLG fight for 1, 2, 3. And then if it's Albus for CLG, I think tiebreak goes to CLG. Pretty certain that's going to happen. And then C9 might be the other one if Flash Wolves gets their shit together. I do think it's possible, but I don't know. With how C9's playing, definitely, I just feel like if Meteos sticks to champions he's very comfortable with, it seems like most of the games are very straightforward for them.
You don't want to see the Lee Singer from him?
It should say something that they're like winning games with him on Lee Sin. Like the games are like not that bad with him on Lee Sin, and I just think if he plays another champion, they'll do great. And I'm not saying it's because of Meteos that they lost the game against SKT. Actually, they just got slammed by Faker and Bengi. But I think that it'll be at least very hard for them to lose as much.
All right, fair enough. Crumley, my man, asks a personal question. Do pro players make friends with each other outside their teams? I watched a video of Doublelift and Sneaky together in Korea discussing bot lanes and champions, and it seemed awkward. I'd previously assumed you guys were all old friends, but now I'm wondering, and are you guys friends with players other than Dignitas guys? Would you hang out with like Wild Turtle and talk about champions that were good or Sneaky or Doublelift? I mean, I know for my end, I didn't really talk to anyone from any other team. Like TSM was kind of like they wouldn't talk to anyone. They'd just be off in like their own corner. It would be, I mean, it sounds weird, but it'd be a lot of the lower tier teams that would really interact with one another. Like I remember I'd always go to, God man, like when what was Vile Rose's team in Louder Mortis? Complexity, and the other team. I remember I'd always go over there and just fucking talk to them, dude. And we just like talk about shit, dude. It was fun as fuck.
They were really chill. I think this is, for the most part, each individual team is a separate entity. There will be exceptions, but since the work is so much, and you're only really given like half a day for break or a day for break day, unless you already had really good relationships with other people before you joined the team. So a good example is, for instance, like Adrian and Stixay are very close, and I think Darduck as well. And that's 3 separate teams, but they get together very quickly. It should say something that like it's very uncommon for when someone throws a birthday party on a team that for them to invite people like from other teams over, especially if it's like in the middle of the week. It's just like, okay, let's just go out as a team, celebrate this guy's birthday, and let's go back to the grind tomorrow or something like that. So they're definitely their own enclosed ecosystems when it comes to teams. It's like as you stop being pro, you're able to socialize more, and it's less like that. But I think especially when you're on a team, like everyone's just focused on playing.
Yeah, like I mean, I would like it for be a more friendly thing, but realistically, this is people's jobs, and they have better shit to do than be like, oh hey dude, how's it going, man? Oh yeah, let me just call you up, dude. Let's talk about shit. Like most people are just on the fucking grind trying to get better, so Yeah, unless you were friends before you went pro, it's pretty unlikely that people just start befriending each other while they are pro because there's just too much like competition and all that shit to get in the way. So my man, ex Fresh Kids asked, "What do you think about the champion diversity at Worlds? It always seems like the same champs are in a game at any time." I mean,
Uh,
you can go.
there's like 45 different champions being chosen in Worlds so far. Someone's gonna have to correct me. It's like I think between 44 and 50. I think that that's okay. I think a lot of it comes down to the fact that we have a lower amount of bans and our drafting system isn't as intricate as Dota's. So a lot of people point to Dota's and their span of like the entire thing where usually I think they have like 120 champions, 130, about 90 to 100 get picked every year. And that's because they have two more bans. Like you're forcing teams to have to adopt more different strategies. I think that if Riot ever moved to 5 bans, for instance, that it could be, it would also be a lot more variety in
Would you
terms of worlds
prefer
play.
5 bands the way like the system is now, or like the snake
Oh,
bands?
I prefer Snake Band. Ooh, that makes captains and drafters so much more important because you just have to adapt on the fly a lot more. And I think that's actually so nice. Whenever I watch that in Dota, people are known as great drafters. You know, when you think about League, it's like a coach drafted well if like they got power picks and they didn't draft 3 losing lanes, and like you can kind of rationalize almost any kind of draft in League. And whereas in Dota, it's like, wow, like they actually just destroyed this team with that draft. This guy drafted like a monster. This guy's an amazing drafter. And I never really hear that. Like,
Yeah,
do
like
you ever hear,
for League of Legends, I remember our drafting strategy. Okay, how many OPs are there in the meta right now? Oh,
yeah,
okay, there's 3 of them. Let's ban them all out. Okay, there's 4 of them. Let's leave 3 of them up. They pick one, we get two. That's pretty much the ban strategy for like most teams. Like League isn't as complex, so there's not very much like in the way of champion picks and shit because it's just like, all right, this champion's OP, I'm playing this champion. Oh, that champion's like second OP and the first OP got banned. Let's go for the second OP. I don't know. I mean, I think it's lame. If they added more complexity to the bans, I agree it would be great. But yeah, I don't think that
I
the
don't know. I think it'd be pretty good. Like, definitely something that Riot should look into if they want to keep mixing stuff up. Even if it doesn't snake, I think having 5 bans would be very interesting. Like, just off the top of my head, I think not even non-snaking the draft would still make it. I probably would like it more.
yeah. Well, this guy. Okay, this guy asked what is the snake ban, or how does the snake ban system
Okay,
work?
okay. Dota essentially drafts. I think 1-1-1-1. So you draft. Your team drafts. Their team drafts. Your team drafts. Their team drafts. And then, oh no, sorry. Those are bans. And then you draft. You do 4 bans first, 2 for each team. Then you draft 2 champions each on each team, and then you do 3 bans on each side. So it's 4 bans, then 4 picks, then 6 bans, and then 6 picks. And it makes it so that like you have to really evaluate your early picks. Like, oh, this if this is this pick flexible to do everything? Does it give too much away? Like, if for instance, if we pick this one champion that's really good at split pushing, oh shit, the next 3 bans that come up, banning all split pushing champions or split pushing like helping champions, is that a problem? I think that it just creates a very deep strategy when it comes to draft, or like I guess deeper strategy.
Yeah, because you can't show all your cards because they could just ban out things that. So let's say if you wanted to pick a poke team comp in league, and someone saw that you were building up towards that, they just ban out all the other poke champions, or the team that's picking poke could just ban out all hard engages and things like that. It just promotes so much more interesting types of play then. Hey, let's just pick all the fucking OPs. Okay, great, we got them all. Good shit, guys. But yeah, that's just my opinion. So my man, imagine he wants to know how do pro players avoid fading into obscurity?
Uh, you mean after they play pro or during they play pro? I
I'd
think
imagine he
during
means
it's
after.
yeah, during you just play well. That's it. After it just depends on how you if you have a built a good brand and where you want to go with it. I think that's it. It's honestly really hard for me to say because I'm kind of in the process of doing that right now. So like I've like fallen into pitfalls and like kind of had to climb myself out of bad situations in terms of like building the brand and all that stuff. I think one of the very common routes is the cutie pie method, which is the go stream or go home, or I guess for you it's just stream at home kind of deal. And so I think, yeah, you see a lot of them go streamers. Some of them do different things. Some of them go do coaches, do other things. It really depends on kind of how diverse your skill set is to be able to do different things. So I probably taken the most obscure route, which is I do coaching into doing interviews. I don't think anyone else has really ever done that, and I think I'm kind of maybe pioneering that right now. And I don't even think there's that much room for other interviewers to come back up from the pro players. So I don't know exactly how to do it, but I just know that there are routes available to you.
Yeah. Acro wants to know, what do you think about support itemization? It seems very lackluster. Same items are being built like every game. I think that they're doing things to fix, like they're gonna be removing Locket, right?
Yes, woo!
Yeah,
Yeah,
Locket's a pretty stupid. I know I hate playing support because it's like, oh, this is great. I pretty much have to build a fucking Locket for my team, and then I have to build another like CDR item. I have to build like actives and all this dumb shit. It just gets pretty fucking boring playing support.
I think that it's really hard to say the itemization is bad on support. You know, if they have a lot of CC, you go Crucible, you go Locket, you go Face of the Mountain, you can go like a lot of these other picks. Like I've seen Banshees rush or like QSS rush when they were against Annie Leona comps. Like, I think that
As
that
a
means
support?
yeah. I remember when Jana used to build a lot of like QSS against Annie support just so that they could counter the initial engage. This was like a while back. I guess this is season 3, so maybe more off topic. I think that the build paths aren't terrible. I think every other role has about the same. So just overall build diversity isn't that good. And I'm hoping that Riot tries to add on and make a couple more options each and every preseason. I'm hoping this preseason is going to be similar.
Okay. My man Best LOL wants to know, are there any other streamers that you guys enjoy watching?
Oh,
Anyone you
I
watch, Scar?
I don't really watch many streamers. Like occasionally I watch Cutie Pie here and there, but this guy's an idiot. So I think the only other streamer I watch a lot is Rush. I just think Rush is super funny. So for me, the fact that he's really, really good at Lee Sin and he's really, really funny is a treat. So I feel like I'm like one of the million like people who like will upvote like a Rush one Rush thing every single day hits the front page of Reddit. I'm like one of the people who like push that
Oh,
up.
you're
But
one of those motherfuckers,
he,
dude.
he's actually so good. Like he's good and he's just so funny. I like Rush.
Yeah, I think Rush is hilarious. I mean, I mainly just watch my friends. I watch like Pobelter, I watch Scarra, I watch Void Boy. Void Boy is always a treat, dude. He just pops the fuck off on his stream, dude. But yeah, I just watch mainly my friends. Rush is pretty good. Duke Nukem wants to know, what is one play made by a pro player, not yourself, in the pro scene that absolutely blew your mind? Can be from any season.
I think the most recent one was in CLG double TP'd to end the game.
Oh,
I
that
was just
was
like,
actually
oh my.
sick as fuck. Dude, I love how it wasn't even it wasn't like a crazy fucking play like, oh my god, did you see him just like mechanically out? It was like they just both TP'd on a minion, which sounds so fucking basic and stupid, but
no one's ever done that before and like actually meant to do it.
yeah.
And it won them the game. And I think that like, yeah, sure, maybe they didn't deserve that win. I remember people were super salty about that. But I was like, dude, they deserve it. What the heck? That was great. I love watching that.
Yeah, it was such a clutch fucking thing too, because that pretty much, I forget what exactly happened, but they killed Piglet the AD and then they just ended the game. It was fucking, that shit was pretty fucking crazy. I agree. I can agree with that one, dude. Frosted 14 wants to know, should Doublelift just stick to his comfort picks instead of picking Jin as a ban?
I don't know. I think a lot of comps were Jin is just like such a disgusting AD to have. Like the ability for Jin to dominate that long of a range me and him having to able to follow up a lot of plays and get picks is great because he's one of the main shot callers on the team. I don't know if you guys know this, but like Biofrost doesn't really talk that much. So being the shot caller and also being able to have kind of a pick button or initiate button helps out a lot.
I think he shouldn't be deterred from it. I think Jin, like Scarra said, Jin just provides some. He's like one of the rare ADs that can play from all range. He can play low range, mid range, high range. Like his ulti lets him, okay, let's start a team fight now. And then he pops his ulti. He hits a W. Boom, that's a pick. That guy's dead. It just does so much. I don't think he should be. If he has been performing on it in scrims, I think he should keep playing it.
I concur.
All right. Let me go then to the next one. Masterless Glencore wants to know, how was the food at TwitchCon?
Oh, God. You want to talk about Addison's?
Yeah, so we went to... So me and Scarra... So I'm sorry, my friends, but we hadn't been streaming because we were at TwitchCon. We went to Addison's, dude. Fine dining French restaurant. Each course... Or it's like a... It's like a 13-course meal. It was like $250 each person. We thought it'd be an experience, dude, so we went there. That place was fucking crazy, man. Like, have you ever been to a place like that, Scar?
I've been to fine dining before, but that was like the finest of fine dining I've been to. Usually the fine dining I go to is like, okay, you know, I came in, I'm not that underdressed, you know, everyone else has having a good time, but like that was a place where I knew it would be different because when we first walked in and then Leisha wasn't there, and they immediately were just like, would you like to sit in our lounge or would you like to walk on one of our trails? And I was like, wait, what does that mean? And they're like, well, you can walk on this trail. It's about 10-20 minutes, and you can allows you to walk past the waterfall behind the restaurant.
Wait,
and
they took you on a walk?
Yeah.
Wait, I remember when we got there, you were on the balcony, like eating cheese and shit.
That was after, but like before then, we like walked over to like their small waterfall across from the golf course, and when we did, we were just like, huh. This place is pretty rich. It was, by the way, in like a really, really rich country club. Like when we drove in, it was gated, and there were like 6 different stops, and I didn't know which one to go to the restaurant. So we had to very specifically follow the signs. So it was like definitely a place that was outside of my normal price range for food.
Yeah,
but it was great.
Yeah, I loved it. The food there was like, I thought I was going to hate it because I've never had fine dining before. And I mean, the first thing they brought out, the fucking yogurt. You remember that, Scarra? Yeah, I took a picture of that shit. I said $250 meal. Dude, I was laughing my fucking ass off. I thought it was going to be terrible from that, but it actually impressed me. I really enjoyed it. I think $250 per person. I enjoyed it because it was more than just a meal. It was like it was like an experience kind of.
Oh yeah, it was more than just the meal. Okay, so for people who don't know what I mean, this was Saturday during the TwitchCon party. They're having it in the Petco Stadium next to the convention center. It has big players, Steve Aoki, T-Pain was there. So Poe Belter and I were like, we gotta go see T-Pain. Let's just eat at this dinner. Let's leave early, eat dinner, and then get there. We got to the restaurant like 5:30, 5:45. The dinner lasted 4.5 hours.
Yeah, that shit was a while.
It was like the food. By the way, food was fantastic. Like, actually, like some of the best food I've ever had in my life. But it took so long. We missed the. They
had a pre dessert and a post dessert, dude.
Yeah. The course menu was only 10, but they wanted to surprise us. They wanted us to take a leap of faith with them to do the chef's course. So they gave us a pre-course meal, which is the yogurt, and then they gave us a pre-dessert meal, which was uzu sorbet. Which, by the way, that's fantastic. I love uzu. It's a Japanese citrus fruit. It's so good. Completely off topic. Sorry. And then they had a dessert, and then they had a post dessert, and I was just like, oh my! We were 4 hours in when they gave us this, and I was just like, please.
Yeah, I thought they were fucking trolling us. Dude, our waiter was fucking with us, man.
He was. When he gave us the dessert, I asked him, is this the last menu on the course, and he looked at me and he's like, "This is the last official item." And I looked at him. I was like, "Wait, what did you say? Official?" He just smirked at me and walked off.
Dude, he was
like,
laughing too. He was telling us we were gonna go back now. We got to 10, and now we're gonna go back 9, 8, 7, 6, 5 until we get to 1 again, dude. I can respect them because they had a sense of humor. They probably never seen fucking monkeys like us before, so they're probably just like, "Damn, who fuck are these kids?" But I enjoyed it a lot. It was an experience.
It was great. I just thought it was so funny that like they gave us holders for our cell phones. They had metal holders, gold.
Dude, they were like silver holders, gold plates. They had fucking everything, man. That shit was. I mean, I don't think I'll ever do fine dining again, but that shit was. It was pretty cool.
It was so fancy that Jared was just like taking pictures of the restroom. He came back. He's like, "Wow, dude, this is the best restroom I've ever been in." And I was just like, all right.
Yeah, the restroom was like gold, dude. Like people, like you see it in the movies, and I've seen that shit, and I was just like, man, this is so troll, dude. Who the fuck would have like a gold-plated toilet? So unrealistic, dude. I fucking went in the bathroom, dude. Everything was gold-plated. I was like, what the, like, where am I, dude? That shit was crazy. I love that place, but I wouldn't go there again.
Yeah, it was great food. But I get to pick the restaurant next time, so I'm not picking fine dining. That was we're not going back.
All right, fair enough. So my man William asks, "How do you feel about Dig buying out Apex? Are you a Dig fan, or do you still hate Odie for snitching on Scarra?"
Oh, I don't know. I just think it's not just that. Me and Odie don't talk at all anymore. It's like neutral. Whereas before, I used to be like best friends with Odie. I used to talk with him every day or every other day. But then, stuff happened to where, let's just say, me and him didn't see eye to eye anymore. Him selling out Dignitas, I have no relation to. So I actually, like I said before, last episode, which was episode 10, I think, we talked about this a little bit. The Dignitas buyout, they're on like their 4th or 5th generation of players. And that's where me and Kitty were the first. And so I'm far disconnected from the players they have today. Whereas I feel more in touch with CLG players that I actually have coached in the past and played with and like hung out with. I like everyone on CLG. I love Tony, their current coach. And so if you ask me what team I support more, I support CLG more. And it's no hard feelings. I just don't really feel connected to Dignitas.
Yeah, I'm pretty indifferent about Dignitas too. I mean, yeah. I have no attachment to them at all because the team, like, it's just a name now. They still have Odie running it, but I don't know who the players are, and they just got bought out. So,
yeah, like, and Odie made like $10 million off that. I don't know how much it really was. So it's like, I'm happy for them. I wish I could have been there when he made 10 million, so I could be like, give me a piece of that.
He would tell you hell no.
Yeah, he would have been like, I didn't make 10 million. What?
But he would have told you, yeah, I'm gonna send it to you real quick. Just wait up for me, dude.
As soon as I open the North American bank account, it'll be right there. Just don't worry. Oh my god. That's another story for another time, you guys.
Yeah, but pretty much both of us, we're pretty indifferent to the Dig thing. Timson wants to know, why do you think Kennen keeps showing up at every Worlds despite having no presence during normal season? Did Kennen show up last Worlds? I don't even remember.
It's just that they buffed Kennen before. They made it so that his E goes full damage to the creep wave, and nerfed a lot of top laners as well, so that he's just situated perfectly well. It's the same reason why Jace came back. They buffed him and nerfed his competition. It's not like a secret. Like, champions usually don't show up out of nowhere. It's very rare that a champion just shows up unbuffed, untouched. I think maybe once a tournament or like once even a year that really happens in like a international setting. But for the most part, like it's just one champion gets nerfed, and then that allows other champions to be opened up because that champion got nerfed. And so I think Ken is only really strong because a lot of his competition isn't as good anymore.
Yeah, I think Kennen, he's just one of those champions where he's really good as a counter pick, but if it doesn't present itself, he's not really worth picking. So, I mean, sometimes you'll see him, sometimes you won't. It just depends on what kind of meta it is. My man Bungus wants to know, who do you think are the best solo queue players in each position in North America? So you're asking me if I had to form a team of only solo queue players, who would it be? I'm not really sure. I mean,
I,
I guess
uh,
it would be like, you want to go? I have an idea.
uh, you go first.
It would probably be like maybe top lane. I go forget top lane. Mid lane, I guess it'd be Arc second. Like, who's this competition? Like Arc second. They have Tuesday Chicken, right?
I
Um,
think Golden Glue is better. I'll be completely
you
honest.
think
I think
Golden
Golden
Glue is
Glue's
better than my boy Arc?
I think Golden Glue is the best non LCS player, but he chokes in important matches. But on solo queue or like I think in non like super important matches, he plays really well.
All right, fair enough. Then Golden Glue. I think Tarzan's a really good jungler, so I'd say Tarzan.
I think he's the best. Not I think the best jungler in Challenger is Contracts and him, but Contracts is an LCS, so he's probably the best. Like if not one of the best challengers next to Acadian.
Yeah, and then I'd say bot lane, dude. Jesus, dude, don't even make me pick a fucking support, man. But for AD, like,
Oh, I actually agree with you there. All the ADs hate supports. Like everyone tells me how bad the support pool is. They literally, I had one player come up to me and they told me straight up, support is only the position you play if you're just terrible at all the other positions, but you want to go pro. And so,
yeah, like I feel like if this is gonna be my tip to you, if any of you aspiring challenger players out there want to go pro, if you're a good AD, play support. Like,
wait,
what?
Afro's in our chat right now. He just threw out his own name. We can't even use you, dude. You're too good. Like we said,
Yeah.
not only solo queue players, man. You don't even count. You're way too good.
Dude, Afro is one of the examples of like I personally feel like the best support players were really good AD players because dude, every support that you get in solo queue are just they just want to get fucking carried basically, and I love it, dude. As a solo queue AD, whenever someone picks Janna and Nami, I'm like, thank you, Jesus, dude. He's not trying to fucking impress me with the Thresh, the Morgana, the fucking skill shot. So like, I feel like the best types of support players are the ones that know what an AD wants, what an AD needs, and what an ADC is like afraid against. So I would recommend for a challenger AD if he really wants to get into the LCS to go support. But before a challenger AD, the best one. Honestly, I don't know, man. Most of them just fucking suck. Like I play AD all fucking day.
It's probably Massacre. He's currently
Think
rank
my
one
boy
or rank
Cody.
two. Yeah, I think Cody's son's probably the best. Like from what I understand, even in scrims, he does really well. So he's really, really far up there in terms of really good players. But let me just say this for the support role. Uh, this is something that Yuna pointed out to me. Just watch Challenger support sometime, and so they're really so like when you're playing Lucian Braum and the Lucian to win a trade, Lucian has to dash E in and then force the trade with the other player. And the Braum W solution puts up his E so the Lucian can't get out traded on. He takes the harass, and that's how usually they win the matchup. If you play solo queue and if you watch a stream and you ever see a support do that specifically, if you see the Braum W to the Lucian and put his shield up, contact me. I want to know who the next LCS player is. Because
Yeah,
I'm
like
telling you, no support. Like a lot of supports don't even do that.
yeah,
So
I
it's making me
never
really depressed.
like you can be the one to initiate as an AD. I never do that shit in solo queue because I have no fucking idea. Like, yeah, if I'm playing with a Braum, I have no idea if he knows to W me, knows to put his shield up, knows to do anything. I basically just wait until they hit a Q, which they never do, and then I just fucking power farm until late game, and then maybe try to fucking carry from there. But yeah, I don't think there's. I mean, honestly, can you agree with me? There's not much talent in the top and
I think
support
top and
role.
support are probably the worst. I think actually solo is probably the best top laner. He's just really toxic in solo queue, so it's
You
hard for
think
me to really
Solo or
vouch for him.
Chris?
I I think Solo and Licorice are both better than Chris. I think Chris isn't playing that much anymore, but when he's on form, he's actually really good challenger wise. But I think right now Solo and then Licorice are the best two challenger top laners. But I mean, there's really not much competition for them out there. No offense to anyone who's trying to make a big challenger top lane. If anything, you should be happy because you don't have to compete against like you don't have to compete against many people top lane. I think if you were looking to make LCS top and support it for are the 8A positions you should be looking at, because if you look at the other mid laners or other roles, just look at mid lane. You have to the
You have
worst
to
team in the
compete
LCS
against
right now.
imports.
Yeah, the worst team in the LCS right now has Froggen as their mid laner. You have to be at least as good as Froggen to make it into the LCS.
So what are you saying? That's easy as fuck, or what? You just saying Froggen's garbage?
No, Froggen's actually so good. Like I don't think people understand because he's still on Echo Fox, but I'm telling you, if he had a jungler that supported him, he would be like playing really well. Like you would definitely see Echo Fox higher up in the standings. But we'll see if I'm wrong. Let's see what happens next split.
Yeah, I don't think that there's much talent, top or support, but I gave you my 3 answers for the other roles, my friend. So let me see. Next question will be, Mick Lane asks, how was it making a living off of playing League professionally? Like, wasn't it awesome to be in a gaming house and playing whenever you want? I mean, a lot of people don't appreciate how much work, like, it is fun and a lot of people love it, dude, but it is a lot of fucking work. Like, it is awesome, but people put in fucking, like, yeah, you're gonna say, yeah, I work at McDonald's, cutie. I put in real fucking work, dude, for fucking minimum wage. And you're over here living the life, playing video games, you self-absorbed piece of shit, dude. And I know, I really am, dude, and it's so selfish of me, but a lot of people put in a lot of work. It's not like all fun and games.
But like but for that, dude, it's so easy to compare with people like way worse or way better off than you. Like my mom used to always say, like if I left food on the table, she'd be like, "Wow, a family in Africa would have eaten that." And I would just be like, "Yeah, a family in Africa would have eaten that. You go mail that to them." Because I got so mad when she brought that up. Like there are always people way less fortunate or way more fortunate than you. So I just say you compare yourself to like the rest of your field. Like I think that playing is like. It's really stressful. If you're like winning, gaming house is great. If you're losing though, you have no idea how many times you get into arguments about like menial stuff or just arguments about the game that's hard to resolve. So you like being able to balance being able to live in the gaming house where you don't have much privacy and balancing like the mentality of multiple people while you're losing. That's a really hard job. Like that's why people hire sports psychologists, because it's a job that requires professional background and teaching to be able to accommodate for these people.
Yeah, like playing competitively, it's hard as fuck, man. It's not that easy. But with that, we will conclude the live Q&A session of Beyond the Rift. So thank you for joining us today. I'm going to be peacing out, my friends, and so will Scarra. But if you want to go ahead and find me, you're on the channel right now, so you can give me a little follow, see whenever I come online. We're doing the Beyond the Rift thing every Thursday. This one was on Wednesday. Tell them why I was on Wednesday, though, Scarra.
It's on Wednesday because I have a really bad schedule because I'm going to Worlds every single week. And it might be that until the end of the Worlds, we have this on Wednesday. So keep in touch with me, Cutie, or our Beyond the Rift Twitter to make sure when it goes live. But you should expect that maybe I have a little bit of problems while Worlds is going on because I'm flying out so much.
And that's acceptable. But if they want to keep in touch with you on Twitter, where can they find that?
Oh, I've been waiting for this all week. So I just got the @Scarra handle on Twitter.
It's just really?
Something I've been going for like years. And so I finally got it. Someone helped me get it. I'm so happy. Follow me @Scarra. My Twitch is also @Scarra. So I'm just @Scarra just everywhere. I'm just scarring around all downtown. So
wait, how'd you get that shit? I'm a cutie pie LOL.
I mean, I'll talk to you about it later, but I'm @Scarra, and I'll be probably streaming within like the next 30 minutes as well for a couple hours on Twitch.
All right, sounds good. But then that's going to be us signing off. So thanks, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us on the newest episode of Beyond the Rift. And we hope that you join us for the next episode. But for now, goodbye, friends. And we hope to see you next time.
Goodbye. See you guys next episode. Episode number 12 is the next episode.
That's what I said the first time. Episode number 12. Episode number 11. Signing out, boys. Peace.
back. I rapid fire cannon. We won.
Wow, victory.
Watch the victory stream pop up just as I buy it. Boom.